feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never...
Hey y'all, hey, we are back for another review of All the Queen's Men. We are on season 3, episode 12, entitled The Crossroads, Crossroads, Crossroads. I don't know why I sung that. I'm very tired. Don't hold me to it. Anyway, let's just jump right into it. Madam was arrested at the end of the last episode, so she gets down to the precinct and immediately asks for her attorney. Girl, we don't got nothing to talk about. Run me my lawyer. Thank you. Do that for me. DA Rocks. DA Rocks is DA Davis's superior. Also the person that's trying to set her up and take Madam down. She's got a whole lot going on. DA Rocks is giving Madam, all the shade because she's already gotten the phone call. She need to go ahead and let her go. She was hoping that Madam had put up a fight. Maybe she would have had something that would stick to her. She did not. She didn't put up a fight. She came without incident. However, they have nothing against her because Carla has dropped the charges. And she sachets right on up out the front door unscathed. Of course, everyone is already outside. They're there to pick her up. It's back to business as usual. She tells me that, hey, leave Big D in the basement overnight. He probably won't bleed out. It was a through and through wound, through a meaty part of the thigh. He should be all right. We'll think about that later. I ain't got time to fool with that. Babyface is desperate for a couch to crash on for tonight because he don't want to go back to his place. I think he's kind of on the run. Because I think he's a suspect in, what's her name? The lady that fell out the window. He pushed out the balcony. Whatever the sentiment is. He can't go back. He's kind of on the run. So ain't nobody really got nothing to put on it. Nobody's allowing him to crash. So he's got to scramble and figure out where he's going to stay for the night. Spoiler, he's going to end up at Miss Tandy's place. But we'll get into that. Madam tells Blue and Tommy that Carla dropped the charges. It even surprised her, and she's not easily amused that that's just to drop the charges. But she knows that, there's a motive in there somewhere. And we'll figure that out by the end of the episode. But there is. At the same time, Fuego goes to the basement to help Big D with his wounds. And I'm like, you want to be away from this stuff, but you are getting yourself further and further involved. You was able to look at the computer, the camera or whatever, and see that, he got shot or whatever it is that was going on. I know you want to save people. You want all the killing to stop. But sir, when they take you off the earth, it's still not going to stop. So you're further intertwining yourself into what is going on when you don't need to. Anyway, they've now become allies, and the romance is very much real between those two. He told him he could stay here overnight, but I need you to go ahead and run away and escape tomorrow. I'll deal with Madam. I'll deal with what comes with helping you, but I just couldn't let you go out like that. Like, I feel like you're a good dude. Blah 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 blah. All right. Babyface goes to Tandy, and he claims he's there to cheer her up about her husband. Fakes some kind of concern about him. She sees right through the bull crap, and she tells him, like, listen, how much money you want? He's like, not too much. I got, mouths to feed, but I am still concerned about you, or whatever else story he was telling her, just to, get some money and to have a place to sleep for tonight. And, we all know what the situation is, and we all know what happens next. They do what grown people do, and we'll figure out the rest in the morning. The next morning comes, and Blue has to call Madam and tell her that Big D is gone. However, it's also the day of the funeral, and so she don't have time to track him down. She was like, listen, whatever. I'll catch up with him later. We need to be focusing on the funeral. I'll figure it out after the funeral. We'll figure it out later. Doc is up the next day. D.A. Davis came by the night before, and she got her engine adjusted. She got her I was trying to figure out the language. She's trying to figure, she got a tune-up, but she in a car. Got it? She got a tune-up, she just can't leave Doc and his equipment alone. Child, and it's the next one, and he's like, listen, girl, let's go. You need to get up. It's time to go. Let's get moving. And she was like, listen, I thought we was going to get a little morning tune-up going on. Like, what's going on? And he's like, no, today's Madam's dad's funeral. I can't be late. I got places to be. Go ahead and head out. And so she's still begging for some insight, as she's getting dressed, we're getting going. She's still begging for some insight on if Madam believes her, if she really knows that she's down for the team now. She has more information. She tells her that she has a military source that is getting really close to locating concierge. And so he's like, listen, one thing about Madam, she's not about a whole lot of talking. Prove yourself, prove your loyalty. Show and approve, and maybe she'll deal with you. That's the best I can tell you. It's the best I can show you. All right. The next morning, this is the next morning. Everybody's waking up, getting their day started, getting ready for the funeral. Big details. Fuego, like, listen, I'm not gonna run. I need to prove to her, my loyalty. I'm gonna go back to her and talk to Madam and convince her that I'm okay. That I only helped Casanova as a favor. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know what he's trying to accomplish. I guess he realizes that Casanova, we'll talk about it later in the episode, but Casanova doesn't see him as an asset anymore and has thrown him away. So we need to, shift gears and figure out something else to do. But we'll get to it. Tandy is also up the next day. She's about to go see Jack at the hospital. She done made Babyface a good, farewell breakfast and all that stuff. And she tells him, like, listen, you can stay until Jack comes home, but then you're going to have to find somewhere else to go. We know what the arrangement is. I know what's really going on. But then she offers him a key so he can get in whenever he needs to, I guess, for the time being. And so now he realizes, like, hey, I could probably make this thing stretch out long term if Jack was out of the picture. Which, by the end of the episode, you may have succeeded, but we'll see. We'll see how that develops. All right, so we headed to the funeral, and we got to keep our head on the swivel. Madam's giving them the pep talk, like, hey, I'm sure concierge might bust a move today. I need y'all on y'all P's and Q's. I also need y'all to convince these people that this is a real funeral and my dad is really dead. Like, I need all that to happen. So, Tommy, don't F it up today. Let's just make sure we on our P's and Q's. All right. Madam's getting herself together, trying to get out the car. Everybody's just kind of standing around waiting for Madam. Amp walks up to Dime, and we know that they might be back on good terms after the apology or whatever it is. But he decides that now is a good time to tell her, to display his undying love, and he's so sorry, and she makes him so much better, and all this other bullcrap. She tells him, like, listen, now ain't the time. I appreciate it, and I also want you to be better. But I want you to be better for yourself and by yourself. Now ain't the time to have a conversation. Your aunt's getting out the car. I know you had a relationship with her dad. This ain't the time, the place, the other space. Let's just take it down a notch. Let's just wait. We may or may not talk about it later, and that's the best that she could do for him. And I'm not mad at her. I really hope that Dime and Amp don't bother getting back together, child. We could just be friends. I don't have any problem with that. Moving right along. Carla shows up at the funeral, child. Neck brace and all, neck brace, wheelchair, the full shebang. Giving very much telenovela, girl. Just the drama is high and it is thick. And so her and Madam have this little conversation up at the front of the aisle. This is their first time seeing each other since the stabbing incident. And Madam's like, listen, cut the crap. What is it that you want? Why did you drop the charges? What you want from me? And she says, listen, I know our daddy ain't dead. He stopped by the hospital to see me, gave me a little cash to hold me over. So, I feel like he want us to work together. Whatever. She's like, listen, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna tell nobody daddy alive. I promise you. But y'all could have let me know. Y'all could have let you know that her daddy wasn't dead. Y'all could have let me in on the secret. And she's like, listen, I can look out for you. Like, the streets is tight. I know you don't trust me enough for that, but I can earn your trust. I know that my daddy wants us to work together. I don't want to work for you. I want to work with you. But she also undoes all of the undoes all of that by saying, you're not going to look out for me anyway, so I got to figure out a way to look out for myself. She's like, girl, you're a grown adult. I don't have to look out for you. And why we had to stop begging. Stop asking me for things. You're grown. But Carla has this, some sort of entitlement. I think Carla's the older sister. She is the older sister. I think, you correct me if I'm wrong. I think she's the older sister, and she has this sort of sense of entitlement to, when it comes to Madam, and thinking that Madam's owes her and all these things. And I don't know if that's related to her taking care of the dad while he was presumed sick or whatever it is. I don't know what that is about, but it would be nice to have like a little spin-off episode that would give a little bit more background into what that looks like and why Carla is always so perturbed. It also feels like she thinks, well, it was said that she thinks that Madam doesn't want her to have anything, and I don't think Madam frankly gives a damn if you go get it yourself, and Madam doesn't have to hand it to you. Like, even with the people that are on staff, they earn their keep and their positions, by way of unaliving people, bribing people, shaking people down, whatever it is, they're earning their keep. And you think the things are just supposed to be handed to you by way of you being in relation to Madam, and that's not how this works. All right. So Carla takes the podium, child. She need to give her little eulogy or her last words or whatever it is about her dad, and she is giving Oscar nom, child. She crying, she falling down. She just, my daddy, I took care of him while he was sick so that my sister could run her successful businesses, and I know my dad wants us to work together, like just girl doing the most. And Madam couldn't be a bit more interested in what Carla was saying. She's smoking her cigarette, and she realized like something's off. She can feel, she has this sort of intuition that tells her like something is off. And Blue assures her like, hey, we got snipers in place. There are people planning in the crowds. We should be good in the event that anything pops off. And then she hears an airplane flying overhead, and all hell breaks loose. There are shots being rained down on the funeral. And of course, Tommy gonna give his life for Madams. He picks her up and he's carrying her to the car, and they get to the back of the back of the G-Wagon. And I thought they were about to get in the car and take off, and no ma'am. They get to the back and she's like, pop the trunk, pop the trunk, pop the trunk. Everybody up the tools, the AKAs, the thing, the thigh-owls, whatever you want to call them. Everybody, including Dime. I ain't knew Dime had it in them. But everybody ups the tools, and they are shooting in the sky to try to bring this plane down. I mean, you see, I saw some cops and some vests in the crowd. I thought they were there, to keep an eye on Madam or whatever, but they, I guess hire hands or whatever. Everybody, it's dozens of people just shooting up at the sky at this point. Everybody, Amp, Dime, everybody got a gun. Everybody's shooting vertically to try to, combat the shots from this plane. But Madam also looks around and realizes that, hey, this must have just been a warning or warning shots, because it doesn't appear as if anyone has actually been shot. So I don't know if they're blanks, if things were shot strategically just to mess up the wedding. I mean, not the wedding, I'm sorry, the funeral or whatever is going on. I don't know what the end goal was. Now, this particular critique is for Mr. Perry specifically, just in case you happen to see. This was a beautiful scene as far as like dramatics, and then the guns and everybody shooting and, action and thriller, all that good stuff. All that was in this scene, but it was wasted. Like nothing came of it. I could see maybe if it was a distraction to draw Madam out to, exact your revenge or to attempt to exact your revenge. But the concierge also did not show his face. So, and also nobody was actually shot and killed. I don't know. It was like a lot of effort and it yielded nothing. But maybe it'll show something later. It was a whole lot of gunplay for no damn reason. And it just pissed me off a little bit. So, hurry up and tie it in. Figure it out by next episode. Maybe. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Whatever. All right. Big D calls Casanova and he tells him, hey, listen, they shot me. They got me. However, Fuego kept your boy out, from sleeping with the Gators. But I need some protection. I was an informant for you. You working for the cops. Y'all need to provide me some protection because I'm going back in. So what's up? And Casanova tells him, listen, we ain't got nothing for you, my boy. Matter of fact, they offer me protection, but not you. I work for the cops, not you. you wasn't even getting paid. You was just a willful informant. So you on your own. Ain't nothing I can do for you. Thank you for saving my life. I sure do appreciate it. But thank you for your services. In my Shawnee O'Neal voice, I thank you for your services, but there's nothing that I can do for you from here on out. And so he knows that he's been used, abused, and left out to dry by Casanova. And that's unfortunate for you. First of all, why in the hell would you not get paid? Informants get paid, right? I don't know. Y'all tell me. Or something. I don't know if y'all want to say publicly. Maybe you know an informant. I'm just saying. Don't get too much detail. But do informants get paid? I'm sure they get something in exchange for their time, their services, their energy. But you were getting nothing for this. You did a very good job. You know, the elaborate, non-bleeding bullet wounds. All that, I don't know. But, yeah, you should have got a 4 for 4 or something out the deal. Whatever. All right. Tandy, tells Babyface that Jack is not doing well. They have this conversation, and Babyface is, again, he's trying to put this plan into motion. He tells her, like, yes, you shouldn't even worry about Jack. He should be gone. I should be here. I love you. I want to take care of you. Blah, 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 blah. He's really just looking for like a trick to take care of him. That's really what he wants. He wants somebody to replace Miss Patty, and he's taking hold to Tandy to get her to be this person, which may or may not work out in his favor. I'm sure we'll see how that works out. Madam calls Davis, to confirm what Tommy told her. Her people have eyes on Concierge, but she needs more money before she can give up the information, and so they're going to meet up later to finish that little piece of business. D.A. Rocks goes to Fuego's, and she appeals to his church boy nature, and his willingness to see all this stuff die down. And and the familial aspect, she tells him, listen, I know they tell you guys that you guys can be family, but you could be a part of our family now if you work with us. She asks him, like, hey, do you mind hacking into the cameras at Eaton? And then he just now realizes that it was the cops that hacked into his stuff to try to get him to work with him to hack into Madam's stuff. Fuego is so absent-minded. Nah, he's so naive, and he's so naive that it's almost laughable. Like, sir, of course it was the damn police that broke into Madam's, that broke into your stuff, that now want you to work for them. And it took you way too long to figure that out, but whatever, we'll deal with it. Fuego's annoying me at this point because it's not that much nice church upbringing in the world, because if you were so damn churchy, you'd had no business there to begin with. Now, moving on. Madam has to get Trouble in line. Come on to my office, let's talk about it. Of course, Trouble has no response other than, that's my bad, I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking, I ain't even allowing your name or nothing like that. Like, I just really thought she wasn't going to tell you. And Madam reminds her, like, listen, you're not special. You're very easily replaceable. So don't keep getting too far beside yourself. That's really what that was. And she also tells him, like, listen, just be glad I'm letting you live to see another day. But I'm also going to further penalize you by you don't get to tip out tonight. Whatever you made tonight, that's mine. That's going home with me. And maybe that'll help you settle your spirits a little bit. But hey, by the end of the episode, it won't matter. It won't even matter. But y'all hold on just a little bit longer. It won't even matter. Babyface is with the boys, bragging about Tandy. And of course they're laughing because, sir, why do you think Miss Tandy won't put you in the same situation that she put Rayshawn in? We don't know. But it's something about him, he think he got it all under control, or whatever. They're all realizing that Big D is late and he's not there for the show tonight. And Midnight tells him, listen, don't even stress your mind about him. He probably not gonna be around for a long, long time. So we're gonna let well enough alone. All right. Big D shows up at Madam's office, and he thinks he's coming back to prove his loyalty and tell her this dumbass story that she'll believe, so he can prove his loyalty and stay. He wants to continue working there. Tells her he owed Casanova a favor, and he just helped him out. I just had to return him the favor. Now I'm of no use to him, and so I need to get back in here. And she's like, okay. So I'm going to use you like you tried to use me. I'm going to use you to get information. You're going to get information and find out what the cops know. And you can work here, but you've been demoted. You've been bussed down to an amateur. And that's just for the time being until I decide what I really want to do with you. You're going to be an informant, but you're going to be an informant for me. And might prove to be tricky, but, I think she has a good feeling about Big D's role. And, she'll get rid of him when she's done with him, I'm sure. All right. Babyface has a VIP client, and of course it is Tandy. She's looking real dejected, real sad. She's looking real hurt. She's not hurt enough because she ain't got no tears. And she goes on to tell him that Jack is dead. Jack didn't make it through the night. Jack he gone. He gone on down the hill. And then she hits him with that Halle Berry and Monsters Ball, do something to make me feel good type energy. Take my mind off of everything that I got going on. And so by hook or by crook, Babyface now can kind of slide in there and take advantage of Tandy, get her to be his sugar mama. Now, I don't know if Tandy's going to be on her little perverted type stuff now that Jack is deceased, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. The cops show up at the club, and they're looking for Aaron, Rayshawn, and whatever Champ's real name is. And Blue is like, I don't know them folks. Of course, they are actively on the stage performing as amateurs. And the cops was like, you talking about them people over there? Don't worry about it. I got it. So they walk up on the stage, shut the show down. I'm going to need you two to come with me. And he also lets them know, you guys are under arrest for the murder of Jack, whatever his name is, Mr. Jack. And so now they're looking like, man, this man died. Like, first of all, cool. For me, I want to go to jail because I'm better off in jail than with the madam. Now, we also know that madam has capability to implant somebody in jail to get you up out of here. But, maybe your chances are greater in jail because she's already told y'all if Jack didn't make it, that y'all weren't going to make it either. So, good luck. And I'm not mad about it. I'm not. Champ, first of all, you just showed up and you already way too deep. But whatever. We're here now. And so now Trouble and Chamber have been whisked off and they're getting arrested for their role in Jack's death. Rayshawn might have been the wisest one, while the most gullible and naive might have been the wisest one as he has gotten the hell up out of Dodge and headed back to Tuscaloosa or whatever part of Alabama he is from. So, yeah, that's been it. That's the episode. Let me know what you think about the episode. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm